During World War II, Germany's U-boats were crucial in the battle for control of the Atlantic. However, life on board these submarines was tough, especially when it came to food. U-boat crews spent weeks or even months beneath the ocean, isolated and confined in cramped conditions. While they were meticulously organized and provisioned for long patrols, the reality of eating on German U-boats during World War II was a challenge that tested the endurance and discipline of the men on board. Unterseeboot Nahrung, or submarine food, was more than sustenance for U-boat crews. It was a critical morale booster. Crews of the U-boats typically consisted of around 50 men, who lived in extremely close quarters with very little privacy. The stress of combat, extended time underwater, and isolation from outside world made every meal an event to look forward to. Meals could boost morale, provide a brief distraction, and offer a taste of normalcy in an otherwise hostile environment. Feeding a U-boat crew was not an easy task. The U-boats were designed for combat efficiency rather than comfort, which left little room for supplies. Storage space was limited, refrigeration was minimal, and there were few ways to keep food fresh in a submerged vessel. This made planning essential, as the U-boat had to carry enough food to last the entire mission, which could last several weeks or, in some cases, up to 3 months. Additionally, fresh food spoiled quickly in the humid, warm environment, and the lack of ventilation caused food storage problems. Canned and dried goods were essential, but careful organization was necessary to ensure that perishable items were consumed early on and nothing went to waste. The U-boat's limited storage space was packed with as much food as possible before each mission. Fresh produce, meats, and bread were loaded wherever they would fit, even in unexpected places like floor spaces. However, these items had to be consumed quickly before they spoiled. After the first week, fresh food was typically depleted, and the crew relied heavily on canned foods. Here is a breakdown of typical food supplies. These included fruits, vegetables, and sometimes fresh sausages and other meats. Fresh bread was usually baked on shore and stowed aboard. Milk was rare and primarily came in a form of canned condensed milk, which was used sparingly. Canned meats, vegetables, fish, and biscuits were staples after fresh supplies ran out. Pickled food like sauerkraut also became common, as they could be stored without refrigeration and offered some vitamins. The German military issued powdered milk and even powdered eggs. These were important for supplementing meals with necessary nutritions. Rations often included chocolate or some candies as treats, which helped keep morale up and provided quick energy. The daily menu on board a U-boat was dictated by available supplies and was overseen by a cook, who faced the immense challenge of preparing 3 meals a day in a tiny galley. the cook had access to a basic range and an oven, but given the cramped conditions, meal preparation was often a feat of ingenuity. Early in a patrol, the cook might prepare hearty meals like stews and even sausages with potatoes. As fresh produce ran out, meals became simpler, relying on canned meats, beans, and preserved items. Soups and stews were a common choice as they allowed the cook to combine different ingredients while conserving supplies. Breakfasts often included coffee, if available, bread, and maybe jam or canned meats. For lunch and dinner, the crew ate variations of soup, canned meats, or dried fish with vegetables. By the end of the patrol, meals became repetitive, with the crew relying on the limited remaining stores. German U-boat crews were allowed small rations of alcohol, such as brandy, though in very limited quantities. Alcohol served as a comfort in the cold, damp conditions of the North Atlantic and provided a rare source of relaxation for men under constant stress. However, strict discipline was enforced to prevent overindulgence, as a clear head was essential during the operations. As the food supplies dwindled, malnutrition and vitamin deficiency became a problem. Without access to fresh fruits and vegetables, sailors were prone to conditions like scurvy, which can result from a lack of vitamin C. Sauerkraut was carried on board as an anti-scurvy measure as it contained preserved vitamins, though the crew was likely not thrilled by its smell and taste. Reduced rations and repetitive meals wore down the crew, affecting morale and energy levels. In later stages of the war, as Allied attacks on supply lines made it difficult to provision U-boats fully, these issues became even more serious, leading to weakened physical and mental states among the U-boat crews. Food shortages and the monotony of the diet affected not only the crew's physical health, but also their mental well-being. Meals were often one of the few breaks in the stressful routine, giving the crew a chance to relax and socialize. However, as food supplies diminished, tensions could run high and the mood on board could become strained. The monotonous diet, the smell of stale air and diesel, and the confinement created an environment that put a significant physical toll on the men. The resilience of the U-boat crews in managing their diet became part of the broader story of endurance in World War II's Atlantic theater. These sailors, though cut off from the world and isolated in harsh conditions, found ways to make meals meaningful, transforming humble rations into moments of connection and survival. These meals might have been simple, but they were a critical anchor for the morale and strength of the men who served beneath the waves. The legacy of their endurance lives on as a testament to the often overlooked role of food in wartime survival. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel please and press the bell notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.